morning, everyone. Do you know what? You joined us just at the right moment because we were in the middle of a conversation which you can now join, which is absolutely brilliant, and you are going to love it. Welcome to Sunday, live, completely and utterly live from CCHQ, and it is time for our Sunday masterclass. You're going to absolutely love this. It's going to be brilliant. As always, you get real in-depth explanation, knowledge, demos, and none of that from me. It comes from this man here. Craig, morning.
Good morning. So, how you all doing? How are you doing?
Yeah, good. Really good.
First
we are ready to go.
Us working together, one-on-one. It's going to be a good day. Obviously, I've seen you going about over the last couple of weeks, so this is going to be good. But also, Debbie yesterday kicked off the first of our live weekend shows, and now you've got me today, beginning with masterclass. And it's all about something that we absolutely love, and it's all about embossing and embossing folders. So we're going to show you a big array of different things, some using them as they are, some incorporating our aqua tints. It's going to be a fun couple of hours.
Yes, it is. We've got lots and lots to talk about, and we've got something special for the show, because of course Debbie had her deal of the show yesterday, didn't she, with the Gemini Junior and everything else. So we had to have something for our special first Sunday live show. Now, you know that we're already in a triple points weekend until midnight tonight. So it's the 19th of July. So this is your last day over this weekend to get your triple points. So every pound or dollar you spend, you get 3 Club Inspire points, which is amazing. But for this show, and for this show only, everything in the show category, if you spend £40 or $40 or more, we're going to take 10% off the price of those products. It's like, Craig, how did you manage to windle that one? How?
We had to do something special for Sunday, didn't we? Yeah, no, we really did. So we just thought, let's go for it. Let's just add that wee extra bit. But we'll actually show you what you could be making with some of the things you could be buying and getting those extra points. Let's go for it.
Please.
So we've got a selection of, we've got our quirky sentiment stamps. So you can see these ones here. So there is your top one. I totally shaved my legs for you. These are so fun to actually play with, use, incorporate with your crafting. Wishing you a day as unforgettable as I am. Then what about, I love this one. I'd walk through fire for you. Well, not fire because it's dangerous, but a super humid room. But not that too humid because it's my hair.
So some people walk over coals, though, don't they, Craig?
Well, yeah, that's another way of.
You ever fancy trying that?
I have fancied it a few times, but I've never done it. But then this is going on to our embossing folders that we are wait to show you. So these do the cut and embossing. So you've got your congrats, you've got your thanks. Talking about the fire, you know, you could be using them with your stamps and that as well. Stamped to the side of them. But they're using your inks, and you can be making small cards, making large cards. So that one says love. But then what about embossing folders? So we've got our Christmas ones as well. So relatively new, the Christmas ones for this year. So we've got a good selection, more than what I am showing you. But we will show you all them in a wee bit of detail in the next wee while.
We got a lot of people with us, Craig, already this morning, I have to say, watching from far and wide. In fact, Carol, who was on the Craft House with us yesterday, is watching. Morning, Carol. So if you want any tips or you want to contact Carol, you can in the chat right now. Em says, good morning, everyone. Carol's in from Ohio. Morning, Carol. Mary's in from Suffolk. Christine is watching in gorgeous Holland. Oh, I lived in Holland for a year, about 20 years ago, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Sarah's with us from Melbourne, Australia. What time is it in Melbourne? Because we've got Melbourne clock now, especially for you, Sarah. It is 8 o'clock in the evening. 8 o'clock in the evening, Sarah. Brilliant. Fantastic. So hang on a second. So in Australia, it's still Saturday? Or is it Sunday? I don't even know.
Whatever it is, don't tell us what's going to happen.
No.
You want to know?
No, definitely. No, we don't need
us.
to know. We don't need to know. We're going to have a good day come what may, aren't we, Craig?
Absolutely.
Sandra says, morning, Derek and Craig from Middleton, St. George. Now, that's not far away from me. I've seen a sign for that round here. That's not far away at all, is it? Susan is watching. She's saying it's hot and humid in the Gulf Coast of Florida. I'm going to be keeping in touch with you on our chat on the Crafters TV Facebook page. I will be... Messages from YouTube will be sent from above from our amazing social team. for me to pass on as well. So if you're chatting on YouTube, I'm looking at the Facebook. Our social team are on the YouTube because they're so on it for this Sunday morning. Right, let's get started then. Let's start with these cut and emboss folders then, because we want to get started and get doing, don't we? So here is the complete collection of these Gemini cut and emboss folders, and this is the classic 6-piece collection. £58, $67, triple that in Club Inspire points as well, which means in the UK 174 points and in the US 201 points. Of course, a lot of you are going to be platinum members, so if you're a platinum member in the UK, you can take that price down to $46.40, and if you're a US platinum member, you can take that price down to $53.60. You've got Classic Love, Classic Home, Classic Friend, Thanks, Birthday, and Congrats. And I have to say, I love the fonts in these. They're really big, they're bright, they're bold. You can move around these in lots and lots of different ways, and Craig will be doing that in a wee while. And of course, he's going to be doing it with our aqua tints. Now, our aqua tints have been so popular already today. Now, you have got there a complete bundle, haven't you? A complete and utter bundle of, where are we? Which number is that, Laura? There we go, I found it. I found it. This is the complete bundle, isn't it? £80 for all of those 9. Now, shall I run you through the boards on those so you can see all of the colours and the collections? Because remember, if you're buying this because it's on the show today, you'd be spending over £40 or $40. So we take an extra 10% off that, as well as giving you triple points back. I tell you what, this weekend could not give back anymore if we tried. So we've got the Vintage Chic collection, which is your sage, fig and peony. We have got, oh, I love these colours. They're brilliant. Shades of Spring, which is soft jade, moonlight and pink. Champagne on a Sunday, why not? Why not? Let's treat ourselves. We'll be treating ourselves big time today, by the way, because it is ice cream day today. We'll come back to that later. Starry Sky. We've got Holly Leaf and Red Berry in your winter warmers. Then we've got Glitz and Glamour, which is your aquamarine, amethyst and pink garnet. Very much the crafter's companion colour there in the middle. That gorgeous amethyst, nice gemstony colour. This is gorgeous, isn't it, for atmospheric pieces. It's your metallics, which is your onyx black, sterling silver, and your spun gold, which is rather lovely. And then afternoon tea, anyone? Yes, please. 1 lump or 2. Teacup, macaroon, and biscuit are your colours in afternoon tea. And then we've got falling leaves. It won't be long. It won't be long until the fall arrives again. Smoked quartz, olive jade, and harvest moon in your falling leaves. And then we've got perfect pastels, which is moonstone. I love the way that they've named these after gemstones as well, because I love gemstones. Moonstone, cosmos, and rose quartz. And I think we've got Summertime and the Living is Easy, which is solar red, emerald green and blue topaz. So again, more gemstone colours. Then we go Vintage Chic. Am I back to the beginning yet? I feel like I should be. There's your yes, I am. I'm back to the beginning now. So you're going to get all 9 of that. Could have gone on all day just going through the pack like a pack of cards. So all of those phenomenal colours you are getting right now. £80, $125, triple Club Inspire points, and because you automatically would have spent more than £40 or $40, you can take 10% off that price, which would take it down to £72 and $112.50 if my maths are correct. Listen, the website works it out automatically, so you won't need my brain for that at all. Right, also in the show, because I don't know about you, but I can't wait to get to demos. We have got your Christmas embossing folders, and I love these. These are really good. These are your 3D ones as well, so there's multi-level embossing going on here as well. So you've got your ornate Christmas tree, your snowflake flurry, elegant poinsettia, deck the halls, merry and bright, and a rustic wreath. And I think Craig's going to be showing us the rustic wreath and the snowflake flurry a little bit later on as well. Now we also have your amazing quirky sentiments going on today as well, which are wonderful. And I've got the little boards here to show you our quirky sentiments. In fact, we saw a few of them, didn't we, along the way a little bit earlier there. Too glam to give a damn. I like that one. That's really, really good, isn't it? So there's a nice big selection here. £80, $125. So I'll run you through just a quick little glimpse of what's in. Silence is golden. What does the rest of that say? Unless you have kids, then silence is suspicious. Yeah, well, I wouldn't know, but I hear it quite often. Be yourself, because an original is worth more than a copy. That's brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Then we've got happy birthday to my favourite human. You've got that one there, beautiful. So when I saw that written down, I was like, beautiful, what's that? And then you put the two together, of course. Lattes and lipsticks. That's a pretty cool one, isn't it? Wishing you a day as unforgettable as I am. Be anything but predictable. Yeah, that's my motto as well, I think. I love this one. I'd totally shave my legs for you. Actually, I have to say it would have to take a real lot of money for that to be true for me. Yeah, that's not going to happen, ever. And I won't show you my legs to show you why. Life is all about finding people who are your kind of crazy. Brilliant, love that. And relax, you're not getting old. That ship has sailed. You've been old a while now. I like that. Don't grow up, it's a trap. That's a really good one as well, isn't it? I'd walk through fire for you. What does that one say at the bottom there? I'd walk through fire for you. Well, not fire because it's dangerous, but a super humid room, but not too humid because my hair. That's brilliant. We all know someone that would suit the personality of absolutely brilliantly. So all of those, £35, $40, and triple Club Inspire points. Remember, it's the last day for that as well. And I know I keep going on and on and on about it, but listen, I want you up to platinum by the end of today. And if you're just that close, today's really going to help, Craig, isn't it?
It is. It really is. We've got that great selection of different things to show you. So there's maybe a few things you've seen in the past, like maybe you're after the aqua tints and you've just not been able to quite reach for them just yet. Whereas now, with the special deal, with all these extra benefits, today may very well be the very day. Absolutely use them on their own. Use them with what we've got elsewhere today, which I'm going to be showing you. But of course, don't forget, specifically with that aqua tint pots, they're the same as the pens, but obviously they're just bigger. Have
your teeth dropped out, Craig?
Teeth in, circumference, that's the word I was trying to think. Obviously, so that opens up a variety of different techniques you can do with your paintbrushes, etc, etc. So, that in mind, now my teeth are back in, let's kick it off. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our cut and emboss folder. So the one we're going to use says home. Now with these ones here, you've got your dies inside. So if I open this one up just so you can see, obviously it is back to front at the moment. So this whiteness, that's a bit of a padding, that stays in. Do not take that out, that just helps to do the cut and emboss and also protect this side. You will get the outline of the die slightly cut in, but that's normal, do not worry. And these black areas, this all embosses. So what we're going to do is, first and foremost, we're going to get our plates ready to go. But what I am firstly going to do is we're going to ink up, but I just want to have my plates ready because I know many actually ask, what's the combination for the cut and emboss? So cut and emboss is just your two cutting plates from your Gemini. I do like to just add in my metal shim as well. It just gives it that wee bit of extra pressure and just that detail just starts to just come out that wee bit more. So let's move that to the side. Then all that I'm just going to do just now is I've just taken some of our watercolor card and I've just got some water to the side of me. Then I'm just going to use our the amethyst. This is from our aqua tint pots. So we're just going to give the cardstock just a bit of good coverage just with water. So let's just go over. I was using this earlier on, hence why there's still a bit of purple, but it won't matter because we're going to go over it with purple. So let's just finish like that. Let's just bring in our aqua tints. Now I'm not going to be doing anything specific. All that I'm just going to do is let's just get some colour. And then I'm just going to start to just come down to the bottom. I'm not going to add any more colour to it. I'm going to use what's already on there and kind of going from dark to light as the bottom. Then what I'm just going to do is you can just add just a wee bit more and you can see how it goes such a long way. So let's just move that to the side because we'll dry that in a minute. And being the aqua tint, you can still absolutely use the excess that you've got on your mat. So let's just bring in just our spritz tool. I've got just another bit of card to the side. So let's just pick up that just with some water, and let's bring in some cardstock. So we're just going to pick it up, all that excess. Now absolutely you can mix and match the colours. So the card I'm using isn't watercolour card, so you're not going to get the full on effect because it's all that I had to hand, but it just lets you see how you can start to pick it up. So if we had more, so let's just dab just a wee bit more to the side. So let's just pick this up. So I'm just going to pop some just onto my mat as well. Anything like that, it is always best to use your watercolour card, but this just gives you an idea. I'm saying that, obviously, it works best with that cardstock. Maybe you don't have any, so you can still use some other cardstocks. You're just not going to get a full-on effect, but it might be nice to see what you can get. So I'm just spritzing that with water. Now, this I've gone right over the glass mat with the ink, so it's going to be really intense, but it just gives you an idea as to what you can create. You can start to pick up colours, and you can get sort of marble effects in that as well. So, you know, you can leave it things like that. Now, you know, you can pay a premium for a pattern cardstock that's already like this, because maybe that you don't feel comfortable doing your distressing or creating your own backgrounds. It really, really is easy. However, like you say, we have paper pads where you get distress looks in the background. So don't be scared just to have a play. It's all the fun. Now, you would keep going with what I've just done a moment ago just to use up all that excess, but just for time and speed, let's just clean and tidy
I love
that
that.
up.
That was a bit like an art attack.
It
was great. I love the way you went in so boldly with the brush there.
Yeah.
I was like, you weren't gentle at all. You were just like, right, let's go for it. I love that.
So then what I'm just going to do is just give this, let's just pull in my lead. So I'm just going to heat dry this. So if you use a heat gun, heat tool, then it will obviously dry quicker, but the cardstock will start to bow. Whereas if you leave it to dry naturally, then it will dry flat. So if it does start to bow with your cardstock, then it's not a problem. We can always flatten that out. So let's just finish this one off. So let's just get these corners. So you can see it starts to flatten, and then it will start to bow at the sides. If it does that, all that you need to do is just turn your card over and start to heat from the back. So let's just finish this bit off. Great thing with having embossing folders, certainly ones that has words in them, is it creates a full card on its own. So you don't need to do much to it if you don't want to. Just ink onto cardstock, run it through, and then that's it done for you. You could add, we've got our gilding wax on the show, we could be adding some of that on. So really just have a play, see what you can come up with. So all that I'm just going to do is, again, just spritz with water. I'm even just going to pick some up in my hand, and I'm just going to flick. I absolutely love this technique. Really simple, but it's so much fun to do. So there we go, just going to flick my hand just with water. Now, what you'll find is the longer you leave it, the more intense those water splats will get. But obviously what we'll just do is let's just dry that up, and then let's just take the other side of this because it's still dry. So let's just dab off all of that excess. Now look at that.
Wow.
Look, I just love
it.
That effect. So that's just called a faux bleaching effect.
It's so vibrant, isn't it?
It really is.
Massively.
So if you like to do your stamping, if you like to build scenes, you could stamp on this, and then with the circle in the top there, if you just mask it off and just use some water just to colour in that circle, you can start to create your moons. You can do all these different effects. You can still do your distressing as well. And we were actually talking just before the show, weren't we, Derek? What I was saying was, if you like the look of doing your blending, but you feel that you don't get a good effect, that you don't feel comfortable doing it. With the aqua tints, whether it's the pens or obviously the pots, with the pots, what you can do is stamp an image and then say it's a flower, go into the, you know, the corner of the flower and just go in neat with the actual ink, whatever colour you're using. And then what you can do with a water brush or a paintbrush, you can just start to pull out that colour. So you can start to get that blend in, you can start to get the definition between the shades within that one design, one leaf, one petal, whatever it is that you're colouring. So there really is so much that you can do with them. There's so much on our YouTube and that as well, so do check that one out too. So what I'm just going to do, so I've just opened up the folder. So on this side, I've got the embossed. I can feel that that's raised. And on that side there, it's your deboss. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this onto this side, because then what's going to happen is that emboss is going to push up into the card. So let's just close that. So we're just going to close that and we can see that nicely sandwiched. So then let's just pop it on our base cutting plate. So once again, we need our top cutting plate, but I do like to add in just my metal shim. We're just going to run that one through. And then what you'll see as well is I'm using the folder that says home. Now you will get the die cut pieces of the H, the M and the E that you can use elsewhere. And then just have fun when it comes to the O. So if I open this one up for you to see, can you see there, if I turn that around, we have got home. Now I'm going to use some gilding wax in a moment because you've got a wee house there that acts as the zero. Gosh, Derek, my words, we can tell it's Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Yeah.
Wait, do you know what? This is the first Sunday live as well, so you are completely forgiven because most people have both eyes completely and utterly closed, still well under the duvet at this time on a Sunday. So this is adjustment period, Craig, isn't it?
It is. But then as you can see, you get the letters that actually die cut out as well. So if we do the H, if we do the M, so just pick them up, bringing in your pokey tool and just help to just poke them out. Then what you could be doing is obviously using these on their own. Now, if you've got any word dies, then obviously you can use the O for that one. Or maybe you just want to use a circle die, anything like that. You can use them as well. So that's the H, the M and the E. So let's just take, let's think, maybe, what will we go? So let's have a look and see. So if we go for, what one? Let's go for King Gold. So we'll go for the King Gold on top of the purple. That would look really nice as well. So let's just bring this one in. So I'm just going to pick some of this off. So we've got just the actual gilding wax there. I'm just going to use my glass mat. And then I'm just going to just lightly dab just on my finger. And then just on top of the house, I'm just going to just pick up that detail. Don't worry if you go over the edge. It all adds to it, but then you can start to see the house just come into light. So we've got the house just there, and then what I'm going to do is we'll just do the top because you've got the swirls as well.
How stunning is that? It's always got that nice aged look to it now as well. The gilding wax details are at the bottom of the screen, by the way. Just be aware that we're sold out of the silver. We are also limited on the Empire Gold. So there's a few different colours. I've got the pots here because I just think they're yummy. So we've got Empire Gold, we've got King Gold, we have got Antique Gold, which is absolutely beautiful. And you've got, I think, my favourite one, which is Renaissance Gold, which is a little bit coppery, which is really, really gorgeous. But I have to say, every time I see gilding wax, I just want to dive into the pot, Craig.
I don't blame you. Yeah, it's one of those products that just, it needs very little, but it gives you that wow factor. Any embossing, maybe you just want to add some around the sides. So let's just pick some of the excess off just there. And then all that I'm just going to do, just round the sides, just with my finger. So you can use it to kind of give you a distressed edge. So nothing neat, nothing precise. I'm just going over the edge just with my finger. So let's just pick that up. So if you like your ink pads, but you just want something different, a wee bit of a different look, then your gilding wax certainly gives you that effect.
Craig, if you were Laura, our producer, you know, she talks to us all the time and throws in some amazing ideas as well, I have to say. Could you use your gilding wax on things like if you're upcycling furniture and your last layer of paint is like one of those sort of modern sort of chalky paints, which a lot of people use for distressing furniture and things like that? Could you add a little bit of gilding wax on top? Would it sit fine on something like that?
You can use your gilding wax on so many different materials. Yeah, so whether you're doing upcycling, whether you're doing your home decor, anything like that, gilding wax is an incredible product to use because you can give it an antique kind of look, obviously depending on the colours. But yeah, it's a nice way to add that wee bit extra. It's not too much, but it's just enough for it to catch your eye. And yeah, depending on how you're using it or where you're using it on the furniture, you know, for instance, maybe you've got a nice set of tables, you've got that kind of chipped edge, and then what you can just do is just go over the edge and you can then just cover it up with your gilding wax. Or what you could then even just do is just highlight certain areas. So if you've got a chest of drawers that have got the actual, it's kind of like the embossed front, go around the edges with your gilding wax and that as well. So many materials that the gilding wax goes on to that it really is worthwhile just having a play and seeing what you can do. I have to say as well, and just as a happy byproduct of that, the fragrance that comes up from the gilding wax as well, it's really pleasant smelling as well. It's really, really nice. And I know that's completely irrelevant, but it's actually a real pleasure to work with. I mean, I just was showing you the pot there from the Renaissance gold because it's got that lovely, rich, sort of coppery tone to it. But they're all absolutely gorgeous. So do check them out because remember, of course, today is triple points as well. And on that, actually, Carol came through on the comments and said, I've made it double platinum this week with the triple point. Get in, Carol, that's brilliant. And Sarah in Australia, you know, we were wondering about which 8 it was. Well, it's Sunday night. Right. So, yes, so Sarah's living in our future already, but she was laughing along with us and she was actually talking back to the screen as well. But she's added the comments as well, which is really, really good. Keep in touch. I am monitoring the Facebook comments on our Crafters TV page. So this is coming together really, really nicely. Oh, and here come the foam pads. I didn't think it would be long. I was away to say the one thing you need to know about myself is foam pads. I will always use foam pads. I love my foam pads. Time and a place for our glue gel, but you will find that I do like my foam pads. So I'm just using our big sheets. Usually we have our individual sheets of a variety of different sizes. I'm just using our big A4 ones. Anything extra like that, do check out the website. It's worthwhile checking that out, especially today. So let's just peel these extras off. Then I've got a wee stepper card just already set up, just with a bit of matting and layering. So what we can do is bring this one in. So just to let you see, I've already just set that up and I've got just a purple layer, white layer over the front. So let's just pop this over the top. So we're going to pop that there. So what we're going to do is, the reason I put a bit of the gold all the way around is just to break the front layer to the back layer with the purple. Then all that I've just done, just to make it pop, is I've just taken a couple of, sure it was the daisies from Sarah's Garden of Love collection. So then let's just bring in our tape runner. So we're just going to add, let's just add one. Tell you what, just because we are on gilding wax and our aqua, let's use our hot glue gun. Alternatively, this is when you could be using your glue gels. So let's just pop this one over the top. Then all that I've just done, using our bright 8x8 paper pad, which is where the purples come from as well. I've just popped a piece of the yellow card on the A4 foam pad. So don't forget that you can still die cut them, even although they're foam. So then I'm just going to pop that just in there. So initially you might think deep purple with gold embossing, with a daisy on them, but it works really quite well.
It's perfect, it's lovely.
To pull your eye into the centre where you've got the home. So let's just turn that around.
Well, do you know what? For everyone who's watching across the pond right now and it's bleary-eyed o'clock in the morning, I think that's a really nice cheery way to start Sunday, don't you?
So just something different, but then following exactly the same. If you get that bundle with the aqua tint pots in it, Think of all the different varieties, all the different colours, and then even start to mix it up. So as I always say, it's a question I get asked quite a lot, is to say, oh Craig, I love specific card you make, can I copy it exactly? Absolutely, that's what it's all about. That's what crafting is in total. It's just about just giving, obviously, all these ideas for you to copy and replicate. So anything that you see me make, any of us at Crafters Companion, you can make it exactly as we have, or start to add your own take onto it, take things away, add things extra. So it's entirely up to yourself, but please feel free. Anything you see us make, you can copy it exact if you wish.
Which I think is brilliant as well. And actually, if you put yesterday's world and today's world together and think about the flower forming foam, all those Fs yesterday, actually that would work really, really nicely with the technique that Craig's just used for that card as well. So let's have a little review through these cut and emboss folders then. The complete set of 6, isn't it, is on the screen there for you. £58, $67. Bear in mind it's triple points weekend and you take 10% off that because it's in today's show. Actually, all the aqua tints are in today's show as well, and your Harmony inks and your Centura Pearl and everything else. So bear in mind, if you're getting a basket together from show products today, there's lots more than just the few things that we will see at any one time. So let's go through the complete collection. We've got Love, which is beautiful. I mean, just think of the different directions you could take that classic Love through. Then you've got Home, which is the one that Craig was just working with there, and that's beautiful. And again, you can take that in many different directions. New Home. Oh, actually, Craig's got a home anniversary today as well. We'll talk about that in a moment. We've got Friend, which is lovely. And actually, I like Friend because, you know, you can use that for many different reasons as well. It's quite nice just to keep in touch with friends, isn't it, these days, without having to be happy this or happy that or, you know, anniversary or birthday. It's kind of, you know, non-specific. And thanks. There's a lot of people have a lot of things to be thankful for this year. There's birthday, of course. And I think of all of the other elements you could add into that birthday. Love the font there on that one. It is very ethereal. And Craig, this is the cutout from this one. So what we're seeing on the board down here, that's what will be cut out when you cut and emboss here. So you'll have birthday another time over to use on another card. Absolutely, yes. Perfect. You can do it that way as well. But don't forget as well, because you've got that full one there that says birthday, even the congrats, any of them, use them as stencils, use them as masks as well. Oh, of course, so you can use them in different ways, not just as an embossing and cutting folder. It's brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic. So £58, $67 there for you. Remember, it is triple Club Inspire points for the rest of today, which is brilliant. Plus any products that are in today's show, if when your basket or your cart gets to £40 or $40, you take a 10% off that entire collection from this show, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Now, listen, while you sort out what you want and you're having a little look through everything there is, let's find out how that you can, if you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook right now and you're thinking, right, how do I get to order these products then? Well, here's Joe to tell you how.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every £1 you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order, and we'll ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now, on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money-saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends. to find out information first and to be inspired by all the crafty makes. We'll send you a completely free quarterly Digimag direct into your inbox, giving you lots of hints, tips, inspiration, additional offers and some sneaky behind the scenes gossip from the team. So what are you waiting for? Become a member of our club today.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, Club Inspire is the most important thing this weekend, really, isn't it? Because as soon as you actually shopping the show is dead easy, I can tell you. Just log on to your website, wherever you are, crafterscompanion.co.uk here in the UK, .com in America, .eu in the EU. And as soon as you start shopping, the website does all of the adding up for you. It works out where you are in Club Inspire and takes those discounts off automatically. It all happens miraculously in front of you. So that's a good thing to mention as well, by the way. So if you're looking at your prices on the screen for whatever it might be, and you're thinking, well, hang on, the website said that my price is less than the price you're showing me on the screen. Yeah, that's because you're further up Club Inspire, so your discount gets bigger. And of course, today it's all confusing and really, really good confusing, by the way, because when you spend £40 or $40 from the show products today, another 10% comes off of those products as well. And you can thank Craig for that, because Craig, you're celebrating today, aren't you?
I am.
It's an anniversary, isn't it?
It's hard to believe that a year ago today that I actually uplifted my life and came all the way here to County Durham and moved here permanently to obviously work for Crafters Companion. So I can't believe that's been a whole year. Obviously it was a year past January last year that I actually joined, but yeah, it's a year ago today since I actually moved into my house here in County Durham. So it's been, do you know when people say it's been the best X amount of time of their life? Yeah. I have had an absolute blast in this 1 year ever since of actually moving to County Durham. And obviously, yes, there's places that I haven't been able to see, especially over this summer with everything that's gone on. But do you know something? It's been so good. It's so good being obviously near the office, but it's so good just being able to interact with everyone at home, whether it's here in the office or whether I'm at home, and I'm able to pick up on things. You know, if there's videos or lives that you've been able wanting to see, we're able to do that. It's certainly been, it was a big decision, but it was the best decision that I ever made. And yeah, here's to a year ago today. I know, celebrations.
And we were working out, and this is the conversation that you can now join in, that we were starting literally like 10 seconds to go. We were having this conversation about what people are called that come from a particular area. Now, you know that CCHQ is in Newton Aycliffe, which is in County Durham, which is part of the northeast of England. Now, in the northeast, there's quite a few sort of big towns and cities. There's Middlesbrough, and there's Newcastle, and there's Gateshead, and there's Sunderland. And the people of those places all have different names that they're known by. So if you're in Middlesbrough, which was Middlesbrough? You're a smoggy if you come from Middlesbrough. I don't know what any of this means, by the way. And if you're from Newcastle, you're a Geordie. And if you're from Sunderland, you're a Mackham. And if you're from County Durham, we think, or one of the favourite ones, is a pit yacker. I don't know what that means. It's something to do with coal, I think. So I was suggesting that what we should do, like, you know, as a happy anniversary welcome to County Durham gift for Craig, is to buy you a pickaxe, Craig. But I'm not sure you'd have much use for it, would you?
No, I don't know what I would do with it. You know, it'd be a nice momentum, that's for sure. Memento. But yeah, I don't know what I would use with it exactly.
Well, as long as it was purple, you'd find a use for it. I know you would.
That's
Listen, so happy anniversary, Craig. Let us know.
A pokey tool, you know.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah,
that's what
we
we
always
could
use
do.
it as a pokey tool.
We'd call you a pokey, couldn't we? That's what we call you. Listen, if there's something like that near where you are, you know, that people from your part of your state are called a certain thing, let us know in the comments, because I would love to hear from you. There aren't any where I come from. I come from the south of England, a place called Kent. And there's nothing like that around there at all.
I don't think my town back in Scotland has one. Carnoustie. Obviously, next to us we've done Dundee, so Dundonians.
You'd be golfers,
then
wouldn't you?
We've got Aberdeen in the other direction, you know, Aberdonian. So
yeah.
I'm never sure, but yeah, obviously being a golf town could very well be. Yeah.
Golfers.
You never know. Make one up, maybe. I'll probably get maybe a couple of my friends who probably are actually watching today, and they'll text me going, "How did you not know you're a
Noustian?"
A Noustian, yeah.
It could be, couldn't it?
Could
It would
be.
work.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, let's talk talk Christmas in the meantime, because I have to say, out of all of the embossing folders, the 3D embossing folders that we've got around right now, I have to say, I think this is my favourite personally. And I know you should never have favourites, and I've only been here 5 minutes, so how dare you have a favourite? But I just think these are super, super impressive. And if you think about the mediums that Craig's using today as well, the aqua tints, and those gilding wax as well. I mean, these just lend themselves to that beautifully. So let's have a little wander through them. We have got your ornate Christmas tree, which is so grand and so, so beautiful. It's incredible. I absolutely love it. Then we have your snowflake flurry. And again, if you think about all of the difference, and I love the mix of colours that have been used there as well. Just absolutely beautiful. Then you have your rustic wreath. And rustic wreath is very classic, very, very traditional, but you can colour it up in so many different ways, can't you? It's beautiful, it's metallic and gorgeous, and oh, they're just wonderful, aren't they? They just take your imagination in lots and lots of different directions. And oh, now I was just thinking, actually, I'll ask Craig in just a second. This one is elegant poinsettia. And I think that's, yeah, again, beautiful. Poinsettia are beautiful. And you have to create them in cards, really, don't you? Because you can't keep a real one alive. You can't ever see one in February, do you? Because they're all dead. This, I think, is one of my favourites. And it's the font. The font is so kind of, it's so grand. It's like a grand sort of theatre tour font, isn't it? It's really bold. It's really beautiful. And it lends itself, look at that, lends itself perfectly to Christmas. I mean, that's beautiful, isn't it?
Derek,
Looks like
that's
so
just
cool.
gilding wax.
Is that what
so
that is?
I was rubbing over with my finger. If you want to rub over the whole lot just with your gilding wax,
oh, wow.
That's the sort of look that you can get.
And it's so stunning, because you could have that anyway. It wouldn't even need to be a card, would it? It could just be something that you used in the centre of your wreath that goes onto your front door or something like that. It would be amazing. Then we've got, and again, that same font, which is, it's awesome, it's inspiring, it's bold and beautiful and modern. You know, when you think you've seen every Christmas card in history, and then something like this comes along and you think, now, let me at that. Now, you can emboss cards, Craig, with these, but I was just thinking, and Carol, I don't know if you saw yesterday's craft house, but Carol came and joined us live for the craft house yesterday. She actually did one of the die cuttings in copper sheet. So if your sheet of metal was like an aluminium or copper or something like that was thin enough, could you emboss onto that?
Absolutely you can. And can I just say as well, I'm waiting to do some, not exactly that, but something similar. And honestly, Derek did not know what I'm away to do next. He's not seen my demo.
Oh, really?
So that is so bizarre that you've just said that. So it's kind of along the same. So actually, well, we'll just go for it.
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
Absolutely. If you've got any of your thin sheet metal or your craft metal, you can do. However, if you don't, there is an alternative with using your tin foil.
No way.
So what I'm just going to do is I've just taken our A4 double-sided sheet. So I've just taken that one and just a piece of cardstock. So let's just peel the back end off. So I'm just going to pop my cardstock over the back. So because the folders are 6x6, we'll I've got a proper demo just shortly with the snowflake, but we'll use this to show you the snowflake. So all that I'm just going to do now is let's just trim that just to size. So I'm just going to use my craft knife. So we'll just get rid of that excess. You can use your guillotine. Just watch it doesn't obviously stick to your blade. However, it will come off with the ease, but I do just find it easier using a craft knife. So that's me just done a bit of backing, because you do need something quite substantial on the back for it to emboss. So this is why I've got our cardstock. This is just using our 300 GSM stamping card, but of course you're not going to see the card, so you could just use a less quality cardstock. It's just something for the tin foil to grip onto. So the tin foil with the shiny side, we'll have that facing down, and then just with my adhesive card, I'm just going to pop that over the top. Now don't worry if you don't get it completely flat, because that all adds to it as well. So I'm just going to just press down. So let's just press down and just get that flat. So I'm doing this with the 6x6 embossing folder, but you can do this with any embossing folder you wish. And remember, this is something, the back in here of your sheet don't bin that, because if you're like me and you like your foam pads, what you can do, what you can do is, this is part of my next demo, but we're still obviously on about the sheets, so let's just show you. What you can do, if you like to do your layering with your foam pads, you can take the backings off and then pop it onto what would have been the waste. And because that's sticky on the back there, that just peels off just easily. So if you like to do your decoupage, you can have these all layered up, ready to go, and then they just peel off just easily. They don't stick to it.
Brilliant.
So that's a good idea. So that's why I always say the backing of your sheets, whether it's your foam pad sheets, your obviously your double-sided adhesive sheets, your foam pad sheets, don't bin the backing, because you could be using them for your foam pads. So all that I'm just going to do is, let's just trim just the excess of the foam, of the foil. So we're just going
sorry,
to...
Craig,
No, it's okay.
and not that I don't hang on your every word, but I was reading comments and I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
go for it.
So how did you stick the foil to the card again?
So what I've just done is used our double-sided adhesive sheets. And
okay.
I just peeled the backing off of one side and popped the cardstock on.
And did you have to smooth out any wrinkles or anything like that? Or?
You can do,
yeah.
But with the tin foil, so you'll see on this one just here, see how there's still bits that aren't flat?
Okay.
You know, actually it looks a bit like lightning as well.
That's going to add to it though, isn't it?
Just leave it, because that's going to add to the effect. If you want to have it completely flat, then you can do it. If you've got our roller from Spectrum Noir, I can't remember the name of it. The brayer, that's it. Thank you, Laura.
Oh, yes.
You can use the brayer to flatten it out, but like I say, it all adds to it. So let's bring in our folder, which I've got just here. So what I'm just going to do, once again, I'm just having a look. If we open this up, so I've got my deboss on that side and my emboss on that side. So I want to have that facing up, because I want the emboss to pop upwards. So we're just going to pop that one in and then close it. So we'll pop that one on. Once again, still like to use my metal plate just to enhance that embossing. And then we need
That's well weathered, isn't it, that metal plate?
Isn't it? Yeah. Because it's 3D, we need our magnetic shim and then our plastic shim. And we're going to run that one through. So as that goes through, that's going to obviously do all that embossing. But if you were to do that just with the foil, it's just going to basically kind of like curl up, shrink up, and just rip. So you need that cardstock just for it to hold on to. So let's move all these out the way, and we can just peel the backing off. So if we get a hold of it and remove this, look at that.
Oh my word.
Look at that. So if you've got any of your alcohol inks, you know, if you've maybe got your refills or that, you like to do all your different techniques in that way, you can still go over the top. I know this is, so what one's this? So this is still just the King Gold. So I know it's silver on gold.
Do you know, we're reading each other's minds this morning, because I was just about to ask you, can you go over with the gilding waxes, just because they are my now new obsession.
And if you have any of, it's been a while since we've had them, but our Spectrum Noir colour waxes, along the same lines as the gilding waxes, then you could be using them.
Hang on, tell me more. Right, so these gilding waxes, are they all metallic, or can you get those in other colours as well?
So our metallic waxes have a variety of different colours that you can get within them. Like I say, it's been quite a while since we've had them, but they work along the same lines as your gilding waxes.
And what kind of colours have you seen?
Oh, reds, blues, greens, purples. So yeah, so where you find like your gilding waxes, you'll just tend to find your coppers, your gold, your antique golds or that, but something. I'm not sure if we'll have any on the website or that, but we did actually have them in the past, so who knows, hopefully we can maybe get them again. But yeah,
I'm liking the
that's
idea
the
of
sort
that.
of things. But yeah, or just want to do any of your distressing with your inks, anything like that, you can do. But so if you do like that effect, you don't have any craft metal or sheet metal, then you can just use your tin foil. And you might, you know something, I don't actually think you would notice the difference whether that was just tin foil or actual craft metal.
Yeah, you would have no idea.
You would have no idea. The other thing you can do as well, of course, you'll have seen Sarah die cut them as well, but if you're careful, then you can use your the tins from your fizzy juice. So just obviously carefully cutting off the top, because obviously it's a tin, but when you look on the inside of a tin, it's just silver basically. So if you're careful, you can emboss that as well.
I'm trying to, in my head now, I'm trying to work out, how do I get a copper? can you buy copper sheet that's really, really
Yeah.
like thin as, not thin as foil, but
Yeah.
well, you must be able to, mustn't you?
Yep.
Because I would so want that. I would so want Merry and Bright, or one of the big ones, on that. I've got a challenge for you, Craig.
Okay.
It's a mission of mercy, actually. Michelle Parsons has sent a comment through on YouTube, and she says, help crafters. So actually, this is appealing to everyone who's on YouTube and on our Facebook stream as well. She says it's our 31st wedding anniversary on Wednesday, and I desperately need some ideas. I seem to have either gone blank or are having too many ideas to make a card for her hubby.
For her hubby?
Yeah, 31st anniversary. So it's not a big gold, silver. Actually, Laura, is there you know how there's like paper and tin and leather and whatever? Can you quickly look up on the old Tinterweb what's 31? Because that might give us an idea.
Yeah.
And unless it's like it's your mud anniversary or something like
Cotton
that.
wool or...
We'll have a little look.
So what we'll just do then is let's just move that out to the side. So that just lets you see, obviously you can do that. Let's take just a bit of a cloth. Let's just take that excess off for the time being. So we're going to use this folder again, but then what we're going to do is use our aqua tints again. So we're going to use a couple of them. So let's use the teacup, and we're also going to use the sterling silver. So a wee bit along the same lines as what we've done earlier, but we're going to use the two colours together as well. And then let's move that one. So we need our watercolour card. And what we're going to do is we need that one, and there we go, good to go. So let's bring in my water as well. So I'm just going to use the same one. I know it's obviously tainted purple, but you're not going to see it because we're going to use the blue and silver. So let's just go over the top. Now with the aqua tints, with them being in the bottles, you can do all your different techniques, whereas you can actually do the rope technique or the string technique. So coat your card in, get an A4 piece of card, fold it in half. One half is going to be where your string goes. So we're just going to, not at the moment, but you will do, just coat your string into the actual container of the ink. And then when you take the string out, layer it onto your card, fold it over, and then pull the string out. And the designs that you can get with that can look incredible. Again, that's, I know Leanne's done it, and I know that Fiona has done it as well. So it's a good one just to check out. So what I'm just going to do is, just using my finger, I'm just going to dab this excess off, just like that. So if we then just carry on, so I'm just going to do that with the blue and the silver.
Oh, you're using a different colour. I thought the only pot you had over there was amethyst for a moment.
Nope. So there we go. So I'm just going to
While you're doing that, I'm just going to quickly show everyone the colour selections that are in the aqua tints, because they're so popular today. And just another bit of news about the gilding wax, sorry, very, very quickly. The King Gold and the Empire Gold are both limited stock in the gilding waxes, so do stock up on those. Triple points, you see, that's what's doing that. So here is the full collection of the aqua tints. They're absolutely amazing. They're so vivid, they really are. So you've got Vintage Chic, which is your sage, fig and peony. You've got Shades of Spring, which is soft jade, moonlight and pink champagne. Never say no to pink champagne. Winter Warmers, which is starry sky, holly leaf and red berry. You've got Glitz and Glamour, which is your aquamarine amethyst, Craig's favourite, and your pink garnet. Then we've got the metallics, which is your onyx black, the sterling silver and the spun gold. I know a couple of you were asking about adding sparkle to the aqua tints as well. We'll ask Craig about that in just a second. Afternoon Tea is one of the selections there. Teacup, macaroon and biscuit. You've got Falling Leaves, which is a slightly more autumnal or pretty universal selection actually. Smoked Quartz, Olive Jade and Harvest Moon. We've got Perfect Pastels, and I have to tell you, that's by no means a pastel, is it? To be honest, that's one of the most vibrant colours I think I've ever seen. Moonstone, Cosmos and Rose Quartz. And then you've got Summertime and the Living is Easy. Somebody gave me the next line to that. There's something about your daddy being rich or something. Summertime, which is Solar Red, Emerald Green and Blue Topaz. £80, $125, but it's not, no one is paying that actually. I'm just thinking, because nobody's paying that price, because if you spend over £40 or $40 today, we take 10% off the products that are in the show, just for this show, which is really, really good. Plus, of course, you'll get triple points. But you go onto the website and it will work out that your price, no one's price today, is £80 or $125. Yeah, no, I think I'm right with that. No one will pay that price today if you are acting upon it right now. So, yes, so we've got lots and lots of splats of the blue and the
silver one that I used was the sterling silver. So that's all that I just done was done what you see, and I just used the back of my hand in the paintbrush and just done a few bits of splats. Then all that I'm just going to do again is let's just take our spritz tool. So leave it as it is because I quite like that effect. But then if you spritz with some more water, it starts to it's like a wee firework, it just starts to explode in itself. Kind of gives you a marble effect that you can see just there, which I quite like. So then once again, let's just use our heat tool. We're just going to heat that one up. So doing it that way. And then once that is then dried, we're going to run that one through. But you were on about saying how if you could colour or use your sparkles.
Yes.
Sparkles with it.
Yes.
You absolutely can. What you can do is if you use your aqua tints to colour in a stamped image, you can, instead of using a paintbrush or a water brush, you can use one of our sparkle pens. So then that means that you're starting to get a nice sparkle effect. Instead of it just obviously being water that you're using, we're using the sparkle. So I'll show you that as well just shortly as well, just briefly.
Yeah, a lot of people asking in the comments today. Do you know what, for Sandra, who's just down the road from us, this is genius, Sandra. I don't know how you've done this, because it's something like what's the date today? The 19th of July, which is relevant, because she's saying, Derek, I just asked my hubby if he would buy my Christmas present today. He did it as well. And then then he said to her, look, I know they're doing Christmas on there, but I didn't know that we were as well. It's July the 19th. Get in, Sandra.
Get in.
Good work.
But do you know something? It's worthwhile doing that. You know, if you know you're going to need it, you know you're going to use it. You know, we've got all these benefits today. What a perfect time to do it. You know, just put it to your loved one that, you know, you're saving some money. You know, they don't need to know that they're actually benefiting you by maybe getting you up that level, up that tier a wee bit more.
Well, you know what Sally has said in reply to that? He says, Sally says, he knows happy wife equals happy life. Yes, I've heard that many times.
There we go. So I'm just finishing this bit off. Now look at that effect. So we've just used the two colours, but just by using that technique, just by dabbing the excess off the brush and then just spritzing them after, you get that real marble effect within that one just there. So what I'm going to do is let's move that to the side, and it'll take no time to put that one together. So let's just show you what I was on about. So we just need to pretend we've got a lovely stamped image of, let's just say, a flower. Let's just use the blue. So all that I'm just going to do is let's just dab our paintbrush off. So let's just take a bit of the ink. So let's just say we're just colouring in just the top. We're starting to colour in something. So instead of using a paintbrush or a water brush, because that's basically what these are, it's just a water brush, but then you've got the sparkle in them. What you can then do is start to pull out all of that colour. So if you like to do your blending, you like to do your shading, you like to do all those different techniques, then you can just start to pull all those colours out. So the further I go down, the lighter that it gets. So it's just a good way in doing that as well. And then people do say, you know, can you reuse your actual pens afterwards? Absolutely you can. What to do is just use them and treat them as if they are a water brush. You will start to get little specks of sparkle coming through time and time again, but it just means that you don't need to rebuy any water brushes. You can just use the sparkle pens.
And then, of course, I guess when you've done the embossing as well, when you've done the cut and emboss, you can then add your embossing powders. My brain's exploding now because this is all new to me. But you can add your sparkle embossing powders to that after the embossing.
You could
confuse myself
if on the embossed area, if you are really light and careful, you can take one of our clear embossing mats or embossing pads and just it's kind of like skimming just over the top of the emboss, and then that just means you can go over the top with embossing powders or that, and then yeah, you can get all these different effects too.
Sounds brilliant, doesn't it?
There
Janice is saying, howdy y'all from Texas. Howdy, Janice. And Patricia, English, wants to make a confession, so I feel that now's a good time to do that. She said, Crafter's Companion, I am an addict, and I think I need to start a Crafter's Companion Anonymous group. I went platinum in 1 month. And she says, hi, my name is Patricia, and I have a problem. But you know what? The first part of solving that problem, Patricia, is one, you're among friends, of course, and secondly, you've shared with the group. So there you go. You know, you've owned the problem. And do you know what? As problems go, there are worse, aren't there, Craig?
Oh, there absolutely is. As I always say as well, there's worse things out there you could be spending your money on. At least this is making you happy, and you know. And I do it. I know, can't you know.
Could buy a purple saw, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, you could do as well. Yeah, go to your local DIY store and do that. I always say as well, you know, for health reasons for myself, crafting really does help, and I know so many out there agree. So yeah, treat yourself. You know, if you're treating yourself every day, that's fine. That's okay. Right, I'm just taking some of our water reactive ink pads. So you can do what I'm doing with the aqua tints. Use it, I'm sure it's glycerin that you would use, just to make it a bit more blendable. But I'm just going to bring in, this one is the Silent Night, so it's the deep blue. So I'm just adding just that on, so it's just picking out the snowflake detail. And then all that I'm just going to do is just assemble it just to my card. Let's just pick out some more of that detail. That one, and then that one. So if we then start to move that, so we've got that background we've created using the sterling silver and the teacup. And then let's just bring in, I've just used some of our baby blue and also the navy blue, so that I've used with these ones. So the baby blue and royal blue, that was, sorry. So baby blue and royal blue Centura Pearl. I know we've got them on the show as well.
Yes, then that means that you can get the triple points on them. And of course, remember, if your basket or your cart goes over £40 or $40, you take another 10% off. But you don't have to do it because the website will do it automatically. And remember, it is only going to be for this show as well, because of course later on in the day is Second Chance Sunday, so we can't offer you that same deal on the later show. So take advantage right now, triple points and the 10% off if you spend £40 or $40 on the show products in this show today, which includes your Centura pearls, your inks, your aqua tints, all of these embossing folders, and so much more.
It's just an absolute brilliant day to
good for a Sunday
stock
morning.
up on all these things for a Sunday, absolutely. Really is. Right, let's have a look. So, because I'm going to add this sentiment. You may have seen Debbie, certainly here in the UK, launch these during the week. So let's just pop that onto my card blank, just like that. So let's take the snow. And that's what I mean by I've just taken it straight off my sheet. So let's just pop that one. Let's just pop it down into there. And then I've used one of the coordinated stamps with it just to say, let it. And then you could add some gems or pearls or that. But you really, if you have a lot of these layers all ready to go, it doesn't take long at all. You can maybe one night, you know, do a batch make of your backgrounds if you want. And then all you just need to do is emboss them and add a bit of colour. But not much to it as well, but it looks really quite
It's
stunning.
magical though, isn't it? It is magical. And it's the way it comes together, isn't it, that really... You know, and when you get to the embossing stage, even if you're looking at your background and thinking, I'm just not sure, how's that going to turn out? Then get it into the cut and emboss folder, and you're like, oh my world. Remember, of course, it's the, these are the 3D ones as well. So you've got those wonderful, wonderful depths and dimensions to them as well. Right, let me take you through the Christmas embossing folders, which are wonderful. I have got the right ones here, Laura, yes? Sorry. Right, okay. So, Merry and Bright is your first one there, and I absolutely love, it's the font. The font on Merry and Bright and Deck the Halls, for me, is just awesome. The complete collection of all 6 that I'm showing you right now is the details that are on your screen, but there is a multi-buy on these as well, because maybe if you wanted to buy them individually, you can get 2 for £10 or $17, which is brilliant. I mean, really, really good. So that's Deck the Halls. This is your elegant poinsettia, which is wonderful. The plant that no one can keep alive. And again, you can add some really, really modern kind of quirky sentiments to what is a classic looking poinsettia, if you like, as well, which I think is lovely. Then you've got your elegant wreath, or rustic wreath, should I say, which is lovely. Do you know what? I'd love to be adding like some real little berry beads and other things to that on the top as well, maybe a little bow and all sorts. And I just think that the effects that you create with the gilding waxes with these are just superb. That's the one that Craig was just demoing with, and that very, very different background to this one, which is the snowflake flurry, which is beautiful. And then we've got the ornate Christmas tree. It makes you want them all, doesn't it, really? And the complete collection is there for you at £30 or $47. Can I just say to you, although you can do multi-buys on these, and again, I'm just trying to, because listen, I like a bargain and I like a deal and I'm here for you completely and utterly, but I'm just thinking if you do love those and it's difficult to pick two in a multi-buy, if you go for all 6, it won't take much more to take 10% off your order, because you would only need another £10. You wouldn't even actually, in dollars, you would get your 10% off anyway, because you would have spent $40. So if you go for the whole collection, your $47 will come down to less than $47. The website will tell you as well. I can't do the quick maths right now. It's really, really good. Right, let's show you some other amazing, amazing wonders that we've got in the show today as well. So some more 3D embossing folders. We're leaving Christmas for a second to a more sort of classic collection here. So this is Regency Ornate, English and Country, which are beautiful. You can see the details of those if you have a look on the website. £20 or $29 there for you. Plus triple points, remember. Let's never forget that it is triple points today, which is brilliant. And we all need to take advantage of that, definitely, definitely, including me, by midnight tonight. Right, let's go next to some quirky Christmas sentiments. We're back and forwards between Christmas and not. But listen, Christmas in July, that's fine by me. So this is your full collection, 10 stamps in this one for £21 or $29, making that 20% saving. You've got Modern Merry Christmas, Naughty is the New Nice, Keep Calm, Santa's Favourite, It's Beginning to Look, Worth Melting For, Under the Tree, Sorry Santa. I love Sorry Santa, that's brilliant. We've got Sweet But Twisted, which again is a brilliant one, and Tinsel in a Tangle, which is me every December, let me tell you. So if you like that, £21, $29 there for you. And we've also got the clear acrylic everyday sentiment stamps as well. So again, we're jumping back from Christmas into your everyday here. See that's what we've got. 20 different stamps here, a saving of 25%. Favorite Human, Too Glam, and Craig's got some samples of these to show us in a moment. Lattes and Lipstick, Getting Old, Technical Difficulties, that's definitely me. Silence is Golden, Shave My Legs, as in I would definitely shave my legs for you. Beautiful, You're Kind of Crazy, Stay Weird, Keeping You, Don't Grow Up, Best Makeup, Be Yourself, Eyebrows, Anything But Predictable, More and More, Every Day, Walk Through Fire, Not All Girls, An Unforgettable Day. And I need to breathe now, so while I do, Craig will show us through some samples of those, because they make really, really fun cards, Craig.
They really do. You can just use them as they are, just with a wee bit of background to them, or you can go all out and make large cards. Now look at that one just there, Don't Grow Up, It's a Trap. You could use that in many different ways. Obviously it's for the wee baby. Although I don't know, would you really want to give something like that to someone that's just had a baby?
It's a bit of a cynical message.
It depends on their sense of humour, I suppose. Obviously the parents, not the baby.
Yeah, that's true. It's a bit cynical.
Yeah, but then bringing in some of your Crafter's Companion products or any other. So on the background there, we've even used some of the foil press frames that we've got, and then just added stamps, Too Glam to give a damn. Then changing the colour up, so you can just see, just doing some mats and layers, you can see all the different effects that you can get in there. Eyebrows, the one thing you can get into shape without exercising. So they're just brilliant. So much fun. And as I say, you can just completely change the looks. So whether obviously you're a man, woman, you're a boy, girl, at any age, any person would find a real good giggle in some of these. Life is too short to be normal. Stay weird. Certainly no know a lot of people that would be good for as well. But then here we go with just bringing in the inking techniques from the aqua. Look at that. Life is too short to be normal. Stay weird as well. Then on this one, again, what about embossing? We're going to do a bit of embossing in a moment as well, showing you the resist effect just there. Be yourself, because an original is worth more than a copy. So it just goes to show you how you can keep them on their own with them quite simple, or bringing in different products that you've got. Go to town. So they would work, again, just a piece of pattern paper for the back, or you might want to bring in some of your Sarah signature collection and go all out with a flower form and foam, all these different things as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this one here. So I fall in love with you more and more every day. However, what I am going to do, let's just bring this in. I'm not going to use the full stamp because it actually comes in 2 pieces. So I'm actually going to just use this top one. So you can use it as a fun and a laugh, or you can use it as a series. I fall in love with you more and more every day. And that's the top part that we're going to use. So let's bring in our bits and pieces. So I've already die cut a circle using our nested circles just to save a wee bit of time. And it will just fit our top sentiment. So what I'm going to do is use clear embossing powder, and then we're going to go over the aqua tints, and we're going to use the Cosmos for this one. So let's just place that onto our stamping mat, and then I'm just using our watermark ink pad. So let's just stamp that, just give that a good coverage.
Craig, what does the bottom half of that say? I know we're not using it, but what does the bottom half of that stamp say? I'm intrigued.
All in total, it says, I fall in love with you more and more every day. And the bottom part says, except yesterday. Yesterday you were pretty annoying. So again, this is a good one where you've got that one stamp, but you've got your 2 ways in which you can use it. It could be nice and romantic.
Yeah, cutesy.
Or you can be really fun and cheeky with it. So there we go. And actually, that's a good way of doing it as well.
Yes.
So you could have this top one on the front of your card, so the recipient will be like, oh, that's lovely. They really love me. And then they'll open it up, and then you see what it says in the middle. They're like, maybe not. So what I'm just doing now is I've just got some clear embossing powder. So let's just pour some of this on. So we're just going to coat that with our clear embossing powder. And then all that I'm just going to do is, now, I think is my pad, I think it's dry-ish. So let's do that again on the back. And let's just add a bit more pressure. So let's just stamp all that on. So give that a good coverage. What to do is any of your stamps, so we always say for you to store them so they're ink side up, you can tell that's well used. Yours would be clear. But if you find your ink starting to dry up, then just start to store them with the pad facing down, and whether it's your ink or whether it's your watermark, will start to pull that colour down. So there's an idea of what you can do. So let's just press all of that in now, like so. And let's remove that one, bringing in just a piece of card, and let's just spread. There we go, that's better.
Just on to sentiments for the other half. Patricia's just said in the comments, I call my hubby the CEO, and that means carry everything out.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. That would make a good stamp, actually, wouldn't it?
It would actually, wouldn't it? It would indeed. So what you would do before is if you've got an anti-static bag, because I've been using the inks, my hands are still a bit damp, so it's picked up some of my fingerprints. So just use just a wee brush of that just to get rid of that excess. And I'm just going to pop that one out the way so I don't knock it over. So let's pop that on. I'm just going to bring in the heat tool. Now I'm using a clear embossing powder. You can of course use gold or silver, any colour that you like, but I just feel with the white or the clear, whatever one you use, it just shows off the resist effect that we're going to do in a moment. So this one is the clear one. So once it's melted, it will be, won't be the easiest to see. You will see it subtly, but then when we come across with the aquatint inks, and I'm using the aquatint inks, you can use your sparkle pens or your sparkle pots if you've got them. Another nice way to create your own background. So let's just move all that out the way, so you will probably just be able to see that, because it's given a nice, there we go, we can see that's a nice shimmer and sheen. You can just see that. There you go. So what I'm then just going to do, let's move all that one out the way, and let's just bring in our water. So again, I'm just bringing in my ink pad, and let's just give it a light coating of water. It is a watercolor card again, so whenever I'm using the aqua pots or the sparkle pots or pens, I always use the watercolor card. So what I'm then just going to do is just give that just a coating of water, and then I'm just going to, I don't want it too intense, I want it quite light-ish. So I'm just dabbing some of that ink off first. So let's just take that one off, and then let's pop that back on. And then what I'm going to do is just lightly, you don't want full on up close heat, otherwise what you would do is you'll start to melt the powder again. So all that I'm just wanting to do is just lightly just dry off some of that initial water. And then all that I'm just going to do is I'm just going to dab just the excess, all that ink that's just sitting just on top of your card. And then that just pulls that excess off, and then you start to see that resist effect coming through. So if I bring that close up, you can see just there, maybe could have gone just a wee bit lighter, but then you can see it there. Fall in love with you more and more.
Yeah, it's one of those things the camera's not picking up too well, but your eyes will see that's actually genius. Do you know, actually, I think, Craig, when you're here on a Sunday, because we're here together next weekend as well, aren't we?
We are indeed.
I think maybe we should rename the Sunday show, although it's far above my pay grade to rename shows. But I think it's going to turn into a Sunday surgery as well, because I've got a bit of an appeal for June here.
Right, okay.
June says, "Hi guys, wonder if you could help. I'm very new to card making. Me too." And she says, "I'm struggling to mat and layer. Any tips, please?" And before you answer that, Craig, why do we call it mat and layer? Do you know?
Because you're matting your cards and you're giving them a layer at the same time. So you're matting them up.
Yes.
And then, so I've just mat and layered that one. So we've got
But mat as in doormat. Why do we call it mat? Is it just a term in card making?
Because it's like it's a mat that's going on, you're putting a mat.
Ah, okay.
And then you've got the layer effect behind it as well.
Right, so it's a bit like you're putting a mat in the front room and then putting a coffee table on top of it. That would be your layer.
Yeah.
So anyway, so now we've got that sorted out. Can you give June some general tips on, she's struggling with mat and layer? Do you always go for contrast? Are there any hard and fast rules? I guess there aren't many rules really, are there?
So when it comes to doing the mats and layers, I've done it a few times actually on past Crafters TV shows. So use your guillotine. If you've got our guillotine, great. If you don't, it's worthwhile checking them out and investing in that one. I always do my mats and layers at 1/4 inch increments. So just quickly, I'll just show you if you are new to it. Our guillotine, whether it's the large or the small, you've actually got all your lines. You've got these all at 1/4 inch increments. So whatever layer you're doing, so say it's 6 inch, so we'll go up to 6 inch and then just cut that 6 inch all the way around. Your layer before that would be 5 3/4. If you even want to do a layer before that, it's going to be 5 1/2. So use the grids on your guillotine. Like I say, I've done it a number of times on past shows, and no doubt I'll be doing them again in future. So that is the best way to do it. But when it comes to colour, just actually choose, look at to see what colours you're using. So for example, okay, this isn't the best example, but we've got your very neutral tones within this one just here. So what I would then do is maybe use some of your deeper greens, or maybe even a real deep pinkish, and when I say deep, I mean real deep, because we've got a lot of them within there. Although you can use your craft cards, your black cards. Don't forget that black can look equally stunning as well, because that helps to pull the colours in together.
Okay, so that leads me to another mini question then.
Yes.
So would you do all of your top layer first? Does that then dictate what your mat and layer should be if you're not sure in starting? So you do like your emboss here, on what we've been doing today. You do the main attraction first if you're new, and then work backwards and decide which might work as the best mat and layer behind it by picking out the colours that you've you've used along the way.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. So I determined what my main focal point's going to be. So whether it's a topper or whether it's a stamp or an emboss, whatever it is, I determine what that main colour's going to be. And then what I do is I work around that. So then I pick out what my mats and layer colours are going to be, and just follow on suit from what the main image is. So that's exactly what I do.
And is there like a universal get out? Like, can you never, like, for instance, my brain wants to say, because I'm a boy obviously, that if in doubt, black and white would do it. We'll always do it. Would that fit?
Do you know, so I've never thought of that. But yes, you're right, that would work. So if you do want to do a bit of matting and layering and you've never actually thought what colours to use or how colours would work, then yeah, go for black and white, because as I use it quite a lot, blacks, as you can see on this one just here, blacks go with anything, whether it's your deeper shades. I'm a big fan of black and yellow, black and pink, black and lilac. So yeah, absolutely, if you want mats and layers, you're unsure about what colourways to go, then yeah, just add a wee bit of black and maybe white as well, and it would still work.
Fantastic. Well, listen, thank you, Craig, for that as well, because actually that was in the back of my mind as well. So any questions you've got for Craig in what is rapidly turning into the Sunday surgery, just let me know in the comments as well. Now, there are many, many different reasons to be shopping with us today. As always, I mean, you know you want everything that's on the show all the time as well, but it's Triple Points weekend, and that expires at midnight tonight. So every pound or dollar you spend, you get 3 Club Inspire points rather than 1. And in this show alone, if you spend over £40 or $40, we'll take 10% off those products that came from the show. And there's lots more in the show than what we've actually been able to show you as well. So we'll try and go back through some of those for those of you who are just waking up bleary-eyed on this Sunday morning and joining us. In the meantime, if you're thinking, right, okay, how do I watch and how do I order at the same time? This should help.
Hi, I'm Joe from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can grab the best deals and shop whilst you watch during our shows. So the best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. Head on over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV. You can see all of our shows, offers, and even shop while you watch. Now if you want to get involved and comment along, head over to our Facebook page. Come say hello, ask us some questions, and lol with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even AirPlay directly onto your big screen. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day.
Thank you, Joe. And Joe's back tomorrow, of course. We have to give him a couple of days off here and there, you know. Although I think he's going to start getting used to it, you know. We're going to have to keep an eye on him because he will start getting used to it. You start getting a taste for this time off. You know, we were talking about what you call yourself if you're from a certain place. We've got a couple of those that have come in. Debbie says if you come from Plymouth, you're called a Janner. A Janner. I wonder why. And if you're from Seattle, then you're a Seattleite. Which I think is quite cool. That's quite cool, isn't it? I'm a Seattleite. I think that's really cool, isn't it? So keep those coming in. Hello, Janet. Janet's in Singapore, enjoying us this evening as it is in Singapore. In fact, you could be ahead of us as well. Yes, you will be ahead of us, won't you? Like Sarah in Melbourne, you'll be ahead of us, won't you? So don't tell us what's to come. People from Connecticut are called nutmeggers. Do they grow nutmeg there? Maybe that's the thing. Oh, now while we're talking about nutmeg, has just moved my brain beautifully to the fact that today is it World, but it's Ice Cream Day today, International Ice Cream Day. So we thought on the show this afternoon, on Second Chance Sunday, because we thought it's a bit early in the day to be talking about ice cream. It's the middle of the night for a lot of people. So this afternoon show, we're going to be talking about ice cream. So actually, we want you in on the act as well later as well, because we want you creating and crafting with ice cream from your freezer on the show. Well, listen, if you've made a wonderful sundae with ice cream and sauce and nuts and all the other stuff that goes on top, maybe you've put a little, little crafter's companion sentiment at the top just for decoration for the table, not edible and all of that. Please email us right now your ice cream creations. We want your best ice cream pictures. And listen, that may be just going to the freezer and saying, right, okay, here's a lolly. That's fine. That would count, wouldn't it, Craig? Completely, that's fine. Email studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Now, we're doing everything that we can here at CCHQ, bearing in mind it's a Sunday, and we're going to try and get some weird and wonderful ice cream somehow into the show. But could you keep that between us, because we don't want anybody up on high knowing that that's happening. Thank you. So that's this afternoon's show. Get those pictures in to us. Right, let's go through, because I know a lot of you are joining us for the first time right now. You're late into the show, but that's absolutely fine. Triple Points weekend, and we're talking about embossing today primarily. So let's start with your cut in emboss folders. This is a classic collection. We also have lots of Christmas in this show as well. And bear in mind, a spend of £40 or $40 will take 10% off your price, which means if you're Club Inspire Platinum member, you'd actually end up with 30% off the price of the items in the show, wouldn't you? And triple points. Get in. That's good. Anyway, so let's start with Classic Love, which is absolutely beautiful. These are the cut and emboss folders as well. They're all absolutely beautiful. And if you've come late into the show, Craig did a demo earlier on in the show with this one, the lovely Home. You also have Friend. And I think that's lovely, isn't it? Because it is quite nice and generic, isn't it? It might not be a happy birthday. It might not be an occasion. You might just want to say, oh, do you know what? We just haven't caught up in a long time. I thought I'd send you a little card just to say hi. What a rubbish year it's been, hasn't it? Etc, etc. You know, share the yarn. Then you've got thanks, and lots of people have got lots of reasons to be thankful for various people helping them out during all of the lockdown and all of the calamity that has been this year. And then you've got your wonderful birthday as well. I think it's just brilliant. Plus, congrats. And of course, that's for Craig today, because he's celebrating a year since his lock, stock and barrel move to County Durham to become a pit yakker. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. He's now a pit yakker.
I'll never forget that now.
A pit yakker and proud.
Pit yakker, absolutely.
Right, what shall we do next? Should we have a... Let's... Oh, we're going to go... I have to say that the aqua tints, by the way, on the show, very, very busy. We've got a bundle of 9 that are on the show, which is brilliant, which is giving you 27 different colours, remember, which is really, really good. And here comes the detail. So £80, $125 actually comes down quite dramatically, obviously with your Club Inspire, plus, of course, your triple points. And because these are in the show, no one is paying £80 or $125, because if you spend more than 40, you're getting 10% off of those products, which I'll explain in full in just a wee while. Right, now, sorry, Craig, I've completely forgotten what we're doing next. What are you doing now?
So we're going to go back to the cut and emboss folder. This time we're going to use the one Friend. But then what I thought we'd do as well is we will decorate the back to show you something else that you could do. So what we'll do is... No, I'll not show you. I'll let you just wait. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just using some Centura Pearl. This is with a hint of silver. I know you'll find that on the show as well. So all that I'm just going to do is I'm just going to pop that just into the middle. I've already just cut mine to size. So I'm just going to just pop that in there. And then what that's going to do, of course, is do the embossing, but I'll also do the die cutting as well. This gives you the full word, Friend. So as myself and Derek were saying earlier on, that will enable you to, of course, create another card, maybe a scrapbook page, and you can just have the word Friend down the side, do your nesting and shadow effect, or then use the actual die cut piece that I'm away to show you. You could actually use that as a mask or a stencil if you want. So don't just think of the cut and emboss folders as embossing folders. Use them elsewhere. So we've got all these bits that would come out. Not forgetting, you do get slightly padded on the other side. Do keep that in. Don't try and peel that out, because that's there just to protect your embossing folder on the other side. So there we go. If we just pop those bits out, we have got the word Friend. If I just bring in just a bit of card just so that you can see. Now really, that's all that you need. So I am just a way to bring in another layer. But really, yeah, you don't need much at all when it comes to that one. We've got friend air, bit of matting layer, maybe a few gems if you want. You don't have to. It doesn't take a lot. So if you are batch making, I know certainly here in the UK, craft fairs have started to happen again. So if you're needing to make really quick but really nice cards, it's cutting, it's embossing at the same time. You know, you could pay a bit of a premium for that. So what I'm just doing now is let's bring in two of our layers. So let's just layer these ones up before I bring in what I'm going to show you. So this is a good way of using any excess waste. Alternatively, actually, do you know what? Let's bring this into the side. There we go. We're going for the rainbow effect. So that's a good way of using any excess waste cardstock that you've got, or where I actually got mine from. If in the past you got our quilling dies and we'd done packs of paper, and I'm saying packs of paper, they were actually strips of paper where you done your own quilling. That's where these are from, and I wondered how else could I use them, and that's exactly what I'd done. Is I used my quilling strips to actually create a background that you can see just there. Wow. And then what that's going to do is, let's bring in our double-sided tape. So let's just run that along just there and pop that one on so you can see, bringing all of this off. So you could, this one was used to quilling strips where they were, I'm sure it was about 1.5 inches, and you trimmed them down yourself. Or alternatively, if you do actually have the quilling strips that are really that thin, then you can just use your cardstock just to layer it all up. So all that I'm just going to do is I just want to make sure I kind of get this where I want it to be.
You could then, if you've got the quilling papers, Craig, you could actually make your own tartan, couldn't you?
You could indeed. Use your own tartan.
That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it?
That would be quite cool, wouldn't it? Yeah. You could make your own one, go all rogue, make something completely different. But yeah, have a bit of fun.
Here they are,
just before we do that, let's just take just a bit of our water reactive inks. This one is just using the honey pot. So I'm just going to just add a bit of colour. Let's just make sure we don't break that. So you can use your aqua tints to do this. You would use, is it glycerin, I think? You would need to add just a wee bit of glycerin. That just helps enable you to do your do the blending effect. I'm going to double check on that one, but you could do. But then there is just a folder with die cut. Let's just add just some foam pads onto the back. So let's just peel these ones off. We've actually got the A4 foam pad sheets on the show. So when you're on the website, do check them out. So let's just take a couple of these ones off. You can just keep them on the one layer if you want, just using your tape runner or your double-sided tape or your sprays. But if you do like to add just a bit of height, then you can use your pads or you can use your glue gel. So let's just take them off. So let's just peel the back end off of these ones. So just taking those ones and then those ones. The good thing with the A4 ones is you can cut them to size, but you can also die cut with them as well. So nothing too intricate, but if you take your nesting dies, if you take anything where it's a solid shape, then you can start to emboss, die cut with them. Actually, you can emboss with them and go over the top with your gilding flakes. That looks quite smart. So it's maybe actually a technique that'll do, because we were on about that once before. People were wondering how to do it. So let's just take...
While you're peeling there,
yeah.
You know, we were talking about the 31st wedding anniversary as well.
Oh yeah.
I forget who it was, but having a bit of, having a bit of a brain block about what to do for a card for hubby. 31st is all about a timepiece anniversary, actually. So it could be clocks, could be cogs. The cogs are still turning after 31 years. That could be quite good, couldn't it? A bit of a steampunk thing with some clock faces going on. You can have that one for free for me. What are you thinking, Craig, on timepieces?
We just not that long ago, if you got your hands on them, we done the stamps and stencil in the same pack, and we had ones that was your timepiece, so you had stamps, it was like clocks. Actually, they've also done another set that had travel in them, but you got your stencils that worked away in conjunction. So if you managed to get a hold of that one, that would be a good one. That would be a good one to incorporate that one. So yeah, I would check out our website for different things like that.
Definitely. I love that. I think it's brilliant. It's such a nice card, isn't it?
So it's just, it's something a bit different. All that it's just doing is just on that one layer of, that was Centura Pearl with the white hint of silver, and then just add strips. So that was from my quilling pack, but of course, if you've got any waste cardstock lying about, or you can create your own with your guillotine just by cutting strips and just use it for a background.
Fantastic. Linda, she's just gone platinum. Thanks to Triple Points Weekend. I have to tell you, yeah, we do need a bit of a belt. Oh, no, because that starts the whole horn debate again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Don't need them. Let's just
one horn's enough.
Let's just do just a silent congratulations to Linda, who has, she's just used her Triple Points and ordered lots of goodies, and she's gone platinum. The next line, by the way, of, I was singing earlier, Summertime and the Living is Easy. The next line is, your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking, apparently. Thank you very much to Barbie and others. And actually, Anne's just says, fish are jumping and the cotton is high. There you go. I'm gonna have to learn the rest of that song, aren't I, a little bit later on?
That's a good thing with the crafters watching. Who needs any of your search engines or anything like that? We just ask away and you tell us. It's great. Just
a wealth of, and I'm a bit behind in the comments, but I'm catching up slowly and surely. Anyway, listen, talking of catching up, let's catch up with what's been really, really popular in the show as well. Starting with those cut and emboss folders as well. So you've got your love, home, friend, thanks, birthday, and congrats there. All 6 of those, saving 25%, remember. Triple points, which means in the UK, it would be 174 points or 201 points. But what am I talking about? Because no one is paying £58 or $67 if you're going for that complete collection, because anyone spending over £40 or $40 from the show is getting 10% off those products as well. So work that out. Good job, we've got a website that will do all of that for you. So that is those. They are beautiful. They are also, by the way, they are on a multi-buy at 2 for £20 or $23, just so you know. So there are the individuals, but you can buy any 2 for £20 or $23. So if there's just 1 or 2 of those that you're thinking, actually, I just want the friend and the congrats, or the thanks and home, or whatever it might be, then you can do that on a multi-buy as well. We always want you to have the best value. Right, okay, let's move on now to your 3D embossing folders. Now, these are your classics, actually. So you've got Regency Swirls, Ornate Lace, English Rose, and Country Garden. And I would urge you to go and have a closer look at those when you're shopping the show as well, because you'll see all the details that I pick out for the backgrounds for cards. Going to be absolutely amazing. Next, we've got your Everyday Sentiment stamps, which are really, really busy. I have to say, really, really busy. You get actually 20 different stamps here. You are saving a quarter. It's £35 or $40, which is over 25% saving, excuse me. Triple points, of course, today as well. Club Inspire points. Plus, of course, if your cart or your basket goes over £40 or $40, then you take 10% off those show product prices, which is really, really good. Let's find your Christmas quirky collection now as well. This is 10 stamps, this one. So you've got 20% saving, and they are brilliant. You've got Modern Merry Christmas, Naughty is the New Nice, Keep Calm, Santa's Favourite, It's Beginning to Look, Worth Melting For, Under the Tree, Sorry Santa, Sweet But Twisted, which is everyone's favourite, I think, and Tinsel in a Tangle, which is, again, another brilliant one. They are £21 or $29. Triple points. Remember, it's the last day for triple points today. Then we've got your Aquatint. So it's 9 different packs, 27 different colours. Really, really lovely, lovely selection. And remember, of course, that price being on the screen there is almost irrelevant, to be honest, because nobody is paying it. So it's the official price, £80 or $125. But of course, everyone is going to be getting a saving there from our special show saving as well, which is spending over £40 or $40 and getting an extra 10% off plus your triple points. Now, they are on a Buy one, get one half price as well. So if you want to buy them individually, there are 9 different sets there for you. So you can buy them £12.99 or $19.95. But you buy one, you get one half price. A bogger, one of those. Right, okay, what are we doing next? I've got so many cards here, I feel like a juggler. I really, really do. Right, let's go to our 3D embossing folder sentiments now, shall we? These are the ones that are these the ones that I've got here somewhere? This one's here. No, that's not number 4. It's this one here. Ah, yes. Here is the one. Sorry. I have so many things in so many different places. So many things in so many different places. There you go. Right, okay. So let's start with the ornate Christmas tree. Now, do you know what? Had we not had the discussion about the gilding waxes, which are in the show products today as well, do you know what? That's another decision that has to be made today, isn't it? Because I want these more and more and more. Now I know that all of the boards here are decorated up with the gilding wax. I have to say, some of those gilding waxes, in fact, we've sold out of a gilding wax today. And 2 of them, I think it's the King Gold and the Emperor Gold, is it? Are both limited stock. We'll maybe remind ourselves of that in a wee while. So you've also got there your Snowflake Flurry, which Craig did an amazing demo on a little bit earlier. This is the one where you did the tinfoil demo, Craig, I think, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
Snowflake? Yes, it was. Lots of people loving that. Lots of love for that in the comments as well. You've given lots of people lots of inspiration.
It's just nice as well. Have a wee look to see what else you maybe got in the kitchen or anything like that. If it's thin enough to go through your folder as well as your Gemini, give it a shot.
Rustic Wreath is the next one. I just want to add some really, really bold sort of berry dots into that as well, just to pop against that wonderful gilding wax. It's incredible. Then we've got your poinsettia, and it's an elegant poinsettia. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's classic. It's wonderful, and I love the texture. That gilding wax, along with the 3D embossing there, it's just like a work of art, isn't it? It's almost like at Christmas you could sort of tile up, you know, the little panels on a door. You know, for your dining room, you could actually tile up the panels in the door, couldn't you, with some of these? They'd be amazing.
You're doing a bit of decoupage as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can emboss it a few times and then snip into it.
These are my 2 favourites from this collection. I just love them. I mean, Deck the Halls and Merry and Bright are just... In fact, I'm just going to show you the Merry and Bright and Decks the Halls together, because you can see that font just works so excellently together. It's such a bold and beautiful... sentiment as well. Sorry, text. I don't know what I was saying there. I lost my train of thought halfway through. Anyway, so £30 for the complete collection there, $47 as well, which is good. So £30, really, really good to have all 6 of those. And they're just gorgeous. And you've got to get your gilding waxes, of course, to go with those as well. And I think we've got Empire Gold, which is limited stock now as well. But my favourite one, which is, I think it's this one, isn't it? Which is Renaissance Gold. Let me just show you again. Honestly, I just want to dive straight into there. My finger is just hovering. It's beautiful. I love it. And the smell of the gilding waxes are just, they're so pleasant. You know when you get a really nice proper like furniture polish to restore an old piece of furniture, and it smells delightful with beeswax and whatever in it as well, is wonderful. And it kind of puts you in mind of that, doesn't it, Craig?
It does. And I know earlier on when you mentioned it, you said obviously it was kind of irrelevant. In some ways it is, because some people do ask, you know, maybe they can't obviously deal with certain smells or that, if it's obviously got too much of a smell, that they do ask. So it's not an overpowering smell. If anything, it's a nice pleasant smell. So what we're going to do, using the Embossing Folders sentiment range, obviously there's some of them that have no sentiments, you can add yourself. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the wreath, so let's use the rustic wreath, and we're going to strip this one right back and just show you as how you can use them as they are. Just added maybe a few things, maybe a few bits of bling. So let's bring in, I've just brought in some Centura pearls. So this is again with a hint of silver. You could use with a hint of gold or any cardstock that you want. So what I'm just going to do, once again, I can just feel that's the deboss side and that's the emboss side. So we're just going to place that one in. So I've already cut it to size. So let's just place that one over the top. And it is obviously our 3D, so let's bring in our plastic shim and magnetic shim. And I do like to pop the metal one in as well. So let's run that one through. So that's going to do all of that detail. And a good thing obviously with the wreath is there's many things that you can do with that. Is obviously you can cut out the outside, you could cut in the inside where your nesting dies. I would say if you do want to die cut any of them, what to do is do your die cutting first and then emboss. If you emboss and then run it through with your dies, obviously you're going to squash all that detail. But you can then create shaker cards if you want, you can create easel cards, all these different things that you can then create. So you can see there, we've got that full on effect. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come back to this one to show you something else, but I'm going to finish this one off. So all that I've just done is I've just brought some gems from my collection. So I've just got a couple just here. So what I'm just going to do is just on where these extra details just finish, what I'm just doing is I'm just picking out just some of the gems that I've already got. So let's just pick these ones out. So if you've got a variety of different size gems, then that's good. You can just do that one. So then that way, you know, you're getting a wee bit extra detail to it. You're blinging it up. But really, all that you've just done is just emboss some cardstock. So let's pop that one just there. We've got a couple more just here. So let's add one there. So I'm just picking out where the berries would be. And yeah, you could colour them. You could ink them. You could do gilding wax. But it's nice just to enhance it just with some gems. So if I turn it that way, so then that's that one finished off, so you can see there. However, if you've got any of your texture accents or anything like this, so this is just another one just from my stash. So all that I'm just going to do, again, instead of using your gems or your pearls, all that I'm just doing is just using my 3D accent that I've got at home. And then let's just get this one just started. So just start this one off. So you can then just go over the top, and although the areas with the berries are already raised in 3D, you're just adding extra to them, just using the accents that you've got. So you could use gems, yep, you can use your pearl accents, you could be using any of your glazes you could be using. So I'm not obviously going to do it all, but then it just shows that you can just use the folders as they are, or bring in any other mediums that you've got at home to incorporate it just with your crafty goodness. So there we go. So if I just tip that way to show you, but then let's bring in our one that we've just done, and then once I've done this one, what we'll do is I'll show you a few samples of what else can be created.
Did I read your mind again then? Because you've just added berries to the wreath, and when I was going through the boards on the elegant wreath, didn't I say, wouldn't it be lovely to...
You did.
Wow.
You did indeed.
Honestly, we've got some kind of link, Craig.
I think
today.
we do.
It's a bit spooky, isn't
I think
it, really?
we do,
That's about 3 times that's happened.
It's not even as if I've teased any of these pictures on my social pages.
No,
and
I have no idea.
We were together for maybe just over an hour before we went live, and you were at your side.
Yes.
I was at my side here.
Yeah.
And you didn't see what I was going to be doing.
No.
So I think so.
That's spooky.
So let's just place this one on. And then what I've also just done, you can stamp straight into the centre. But what I've just done is I've just taken a die cut circle, just using our smooth cardstock. So let's just bring in one of the Christmas stamps. So let's use Modern Merry Christmas. And I'm then just going to bring in one of my quick dry ink pads. So let's pop that one on. So of course, I've made it that size. It's not going to fill the whole lot. That was the intention. So let's just stamp that, cover that, keeping with the red theme. So let's pop that one on, bring in my stamping mat, and I'm just going to pop that one on.
Oh, Sandra's just spotted. Yeah, you're right, Sandra, as well. We're talking about the smell of gilding wax quite a lot today, which is a bit worrying, really, and a bit irrelevant. But Sandra says it smells like the shoe polish I used as a child. That's what I was trying to put my finger on. I was thinking furniture polish, but actually it's a bit more shoe polish. Either way, it's a very, very pleasant smell.
It is. It is. It's a nice one. So if you are a bit wary about, obviously, any smells or that within any of your crafty products, you don't need to worry with that one. So now I've just taken the same colour, which is Chinese red, but within the water reactive. You'll find the blending tools on today's show as well. So let's just finish that one off, bring this one in, and then let's just bring in a foam pad. Now, equally, you can just leave that as it is, You know, that would look quite nice. Maybe add a bow if you want. There's so many different things and factors that you can take into account and even add just to finish off. So let's just pop that one into the middle just there. So incorporating the 3D embossing folder as well as the sentiment, and then just going around the edge with that red, that just really breaks it up as well. So you've got that subtle wreath all the way around with your gems, and then what you've also got is your stamped sentiment. So let's
just quickly on that card that you've just made, Craig. The drops that you, is it gems you said on the front? I think I've got Patricia asking, are those drops self-leveling?
So the ones that I've used, they're not. They like to just keep that peak at the top. But yeah, you get your self-leveling ones out there as well. So it's just whatever that you like to use.
And that card, can you just show us that card you just made again? Because do you know what the middle of that looks like now, which leads us so beautifully into this afternoon? It looks like an eaten mess.
It does actually, yeah.
Doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
An eaten mess.
And that's not an insult at all. That's a compliment, completely and utterly. Look it up. It's a dessert that we have in the UK.
But here we go. So there's two using the tree, but one's using obviously ink. So if I bring that to the front just now and then just flip them over,
oh gosh,
so it'll look completely different.
Beautiful.
In the right way. Then we've got Merry and Bright. So that's using the technique we were showing you earlier on, but then just going over the top with a different medium. You could use your sparkle pen if you want. So then there's your Deck the Halls, but that is then using your black card and your gold card, just using your techniques. What about bringing in your metallic markers? So if we bring this one in, so we've got the metallic markers, just colouring in those areas, bringing in either your colouring pencils, or it could be your sparkle pens, or any of your different mediums that you've got. Be colouring them and split them up. You don't need to use them as they are. And then we've got these ones as well using the actual poinsettia. So two different looking ones coloured in different ways, but just look how that just finishes it off. Then we've got the wreath, completely different tone than what I done there, just going round and emboss, just roughly with gilding wax as well, but then going all the way out with your snowflakes, once again making a bauble from the snowflake. Or
you could make one of those for the tree, couldn't you?
You could do, yeah. Or if you do it multiple times, emboss them, and then just fold down the centre, and then just join them side to side, and you create a nice 3D one as well. That would look good.
Well, funny how this show is going, that everything just, you know, everything strings together so perfectly, because we've had a picture. Who's this from, Laura? Lisa has...
Oh, wow.
She's made a necklace out of an embossing folder.
How
clever
awesome
is that? Honestly, the talent that we are surrounded by is just amazing, isn't it? You take our ideas and our inspiration and take it in lots and lots of different directions. That's a beautiful necklace as well, I have to say. Wowzers, so busy in the comments today. Apologies, because I've been a little bit behind in the comments, but we're going to do a get in to Emily Ann, who's just gone platinum. Took 6 weeks. What kept you? No, but it's brilliant though, isn't it? It's really good, because now you know from here on in 20% off every order, which is amazing. And I love the way that people keep track of whether I'm platinum once or twice or 3 times over or whatever. It's brilliant. Right, okay. So am I going to remind you of the details of the aqua tints? Am I? Because they are so popular. It's a beautiful bundle because it is 9 packs of our aqua tint liquid ink collection. Each one has 3 in it. So it's the Vintage Chic, which has Sage, Fig and Peony. It's Shades of Spring, which is Soft Jade, Moonlight and Pink Champagne. It's Winter Warmers, which is a Starry Sky, Holly Leaf and Red Berry. Glitz and Glamour, which is one of Craig's favourite because it's got the amethyst in the middle, aquamarine, amethyst and pink garnet, metallics, which is onyx black, sterling silver, which Craig used earlier as well, and the spun gold, afternoon tea, which is teacup, macaroon and biscuit. Oh, please, it's too close to lunchtime to be talking food. Falling Leaves, which is smoked quartz, olive jade and harvest moon. Then we've got your perfect pastels, of which I'd say that Cosmos, for me, is far from a pastel. It's lovely though, I really want it. Moonstone Cosmos and Rose Quartz, and then the final one, which is Summertime, which is Solar Red, Emerald Green and blue topaz. And I love the fact that some of them are named after gemstones as well, which is superb. So that is £80 or $125 there for you. And remember, nobody's paying that price. Nobody's paying that price because if you spend over £40 or $40 in the products in this show today, we take 10% off the price of those products, which means it's nowhere near that. And you get your triple points back as well. It's just too good, Craig, isn't it, today?
It's too good.
Too
it
good.
Really is. And it's a nice selection as well, from folders to stamps to the aqua tints as well. A good array of crafting that you could do with these ones. So incorporating many of the things we've had on today, let's show you some of the things you could be doing with your sentiments. So we've got congrats there. So we've just paper piece back in, but then just gone over the top with some inks. What about shaker card? Forget that you could use shaker cards just using your acetate and your gems in the back. Another shaker card as well, but using sequins, going right over the top with all of your different ink mediums, bringing in additional stencils that you've got at home. Then bringing in, so we've done something similar with this one earlier when we've just created our own background using the actual aqua tints as well as your spritz bottle to create the faux bleaching effect. Once again, bringing in stencils as well down on this side here. So you don't need to leave them as they are, but then just start to use your gilding wax over the top. Another one where we've used the ink, but then what we've done is inked our own thanks. So die cut that in white, and then we've just inked them and then popped them back in. You're doing the paper piece in, lifting them up, so using our cardstock and then just gone over the top with the silver. But then you can see on this one there, although the actual heart embosses, we've added our own heart on the top. I think that was just like chipboard, just coloured that with some silver, then going all out with the reds as well that you can see here, distressing them and creating that love effect. Then obviously what I made earlier on, using your stripes in the background, using your glitter cards in the background, and look at the difference, you know, the two colours within that one, but it really does work within that one there. Then again, so what we've done, instead of using a pattern paper, we've actually used our stencils on the background and creating our own background, but then just die cutting the word home, then going in with the word, funny enough, home on that one, just there, just adding a wee flower to finish off. But we've done the faux bleaching in the background, and then we've done we've showed you small cards, but then what about making them big? You don't have to keep them the 5x7 that they are. You can actually go bigger if you so wish. So bringing in, whether it's our inks, whether it's our stencils, whether it's paste, whether there's any products like that, you can be using them. Don't just think of Embossing Folder as one pass through the Gemini or other die cutting machines and leaving as it is. Get creative.
Maybe, Craig, you should treat yourself to one of those home ones. You know, it is your first,
I know.
first anniversary, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is indeed,
So
yeah.
maybe you should treat yourself to a card.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll give you full permission in the 3 hours between shows to make yourself a home anniversary card.
Yeah,
How about that?
I could either use home or congrats, couldn't I? One or the other I could use.
Yeah, it's completely up to you.
Up to me. Up to me what I make on my own card.
Absolutely. And what a joy it will be to give that to yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean? As a treat. Thank you so much. What another amazing, incredible show. Thank you, Craig. Again, amazing talent. I mean, wonderful. Gilding waxes and the inks, which I'd never seen before as well, which is brilliant. It might be the same for a lot of people at home as well.
That's it. It could very well be, because it's certainly with everything that's obviously been going on this year, getting more and more new crafters. So it's wrong of us to think that many know what gilding wax does and what you can be doing. And there's many out there that's been crafting for a while that still maybe just aren't sure about gilding wax. So it's always nice to bring it in and just show you the different things that you can do. And I've just touched the bottom of what you can be doing with your gilding waxes. Do go across onto YouTube and check out many different things that you can do with them too.
And they're brilliant. And we know that they smell very pleasant as well. That's something else we've learned today as well. Right, okay, time for us to say adieu, but not for long, because we're back in 3 hours' time. And listen, you're going to be a big, big part of the show later on today. So 4 p.m. here in the UK, 11 o'clock Eastern time, if you can be with us. Today is Ice Cream Day. Oh, and today is Sunday.
Ice Cream Sunday.
How funny. Right, so listen, we want to see your pictures today. So you've got 3 hours now to start creating some ice cream creations. We want you to be crafty with your ice cream. And listen, and as I said earlier, if that's just going to the freezer and saying, look, here's my lolly and here's a picture of me with it in my hand, then that's fine. We want to see it. Email us right now, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. We want to know your favourite flavours later on the show, but email your pictures now and we'll talk to you about your favourite flavours and the most unusual flavours as well, or maybe one of the most unusual places you've ever had ice cream. It could be. So coming up this afternoon, we have got, it's Second Chance Sunday, isn't it? And actually, I haven't a clue what to expect, Craig. Do you?
Well, I do. Thankfully, I do. But we do indeed. So obviously, it's Second Chance Sunday. It's a second chance to, I would say, get your hands on some of our favourite products from throughout the week as well. We've got a good selection of different things as well. Try to, instead of focusing on one specific crafty product or genre, what we've got is a little bit of everything as well. So I've got everything all set up ready behind me. I just need to get laid out for later on today. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be it's going to be it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
It
Trying
will.
to think of what to give you a sneak peek, but no, watch maybe some ice cream.
No. Leave it as a tease. Leave them wanting more, Craig. That's the thing to do. Who's he, by the way?
Yeah,
who's this? He looks handsome, doesn't he? He's aged in a week, hasn't he? Anyway, so it's 11 a.m. on the East Coast. It's 8 a.m. on the West Coast. So have a wonderful morning. Have a wonderful lunchtime, everyone else. Think ice cream. See you back here at 4 o'clock. We cannot wait for Second Chance Sunday. See you later.